Good evening. Welcome to the September 1st, 2015 Planning and Zoning meeting. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, then a moment of silence. If we could please have roll call from left to right.
Mike Dolan.
John Grant.
Edward Mead.
Tom Nickel.
Tom Panzella.
Jim Quish.
I am Ben Gettinger, also present. David Sulkis, City Planner, Phyllis Leggett, Board Clerk. The first item on the agenda, 30 East Broadway, has been withdrawn. The second item on the agenda, proposed text regulation amendment, that is going to be rescheduled. So the first real item on the agenda is new business 717 Bridgeport Avenue, Zone CDD-3.
Good evening. My name is Raymond Pear, Vice President of Engineering at Westcott and Mapes, located at 142 Temple Street, New Haven, Connecticut. I'm the project engineer for the project before you, Stevens Ford automobile dealership, again located at 717 Bridgeport Avenue. Before you, I have an overall site plan identifying the property. It's bounded by Bridgeport Avenue to the north and Avery Avenue to the west, Harriet Avenue to the east and south, and totaling approximately 5.9 acres, located in zone CDD3. The project is working with Munger Construction. They're working with Stevens Ford and the Ford Motor Corporation for dealership upgrades. Basically a great facelift, aesthetic improvements as well as functional improvements to the dealership, the facility. On the overall plan, the main item I wish to point out is the center feature. It's a reconstruction of a vehicle service facility. There was a structure there a few years ago which was greatly damaged in a snowstorm and had to be removed. And this proposal before you is to put a structure back in its place for vehicle service as part of the dealership facility. Approximately 5,500 square feet in total area, 54 feet in width, 102 feet in length. Real brief. In your packet, you'll see architectural sheet A2, and that gives you an idea of the floor plan. And again, we've highlighted that vehicle service facility that's going to be reconstructed within the footprint that had previously existed. Some of the other improvements are a new facade, a new entry, a vestibule tower, new doors to the automobile display area, delivery area, and some interior upgrades. On your architectural sheet A3, it'll show you a nice visual, color visual of what the facade will look like. In keeping with the Ford Motor Company standard theme and facade appearance, you could see the mixtures in grays and blues and different tones and some highlights. All upgrades. Here's the new entranceway, the new doors, overhead doors, high-speed overhead doors, and all great visual and functional improvements for the dealership. The exterior site work is quite minimal relative to this project. This is the site plan. It's a composite of the site plan and utility plan. As far as work, very limited utility work, just as necessary for the building addition. Some limited repaving again in the front and the rear of the facility. One of the main features for the site work, if you will, when working with staff, is to include a timber guide rail along the northerly boundary of the property along the Bridgeport Avenue side, as well as along the westerly boundary, Avery Avenue, and that will then prevent vehicle from encroachment onto the sidewalk for the parked vehicles. So that's, again, an improvement to clearly delineate and separate potential vehicle overhang onto the walkway. You have in your packet narrative and photographs of the facade and the narrative explaining what I just mentioned. As far as zoning, we are in compliance with all the zoning criteria, the lot requirements, building design criteria, setback requirements, etc. We received sewer approval. We received a letter from the fire department, wetlands, no issue, engineering department, public works, and tree commission. We've responded in writing with the engineering with their minor comments, and we're in total compliance and made the minor edits to the plan package that you have. Raymond Macaluso, president of Westcott Mapes, has met with Mr. Saley, public works director, and they've walked the site. There was some comment from public works to make some minor improvements to the within the right-of-way of Avery Avenue, walkway and curb improvements where they discussed, and we, on behalf of the client, are in agreement to make those improvements. The tree commission had requested the addition of one tree on Avery in a particular island area. Again, we can comply with that request. So in conclusion, based upon the materials before you and compliance with the requirements and the reviews provided, we respectfully request your consideration for approval this evening, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any comments from staff?
The project is an improvement, and it makes the site more compliant with our regulations.
Excellent. Any questions from the board? Mr. Nichol.
Yeah, on that old site, I noticed there were 2 drains that run the length of that building. Will they be entirely replaced?
We are making improvements to the downspout drainage, the roof leader drainage, both in the front, adding in dry wells. We had done some soils investigation, so we're taking care of the water in the front, as well as the downspouts in the rear and the new addition. We're putting in a rather extensive underground infiltration system. So, long way of saying yes, we are going to do upgrades to the drainage.
I'm talking about the drainage system that was inside the building.
Yes, to that question as well. There is the remnants of a trench drain, if you will, floor drain, and piping that goes out to a oil water separator. With the new replacement building facility, we are going to install new floor drain, new piping, and tie into the oil water separator on the exterior.
Any further questions from the board? Seeing none, would anyone like to make a motion? Mr. Mead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to approve 717 Bridgeport Avenue, Zone CDD 3 for improvements.
I'll second.
Having a motion and a second, any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Anyone against? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is 41 Melba Street, Zone R-5.
Good evening. My name is Dave from Compass Builders, and I will be presenting an application, a coastal area management application for Mr. Brian Lee at 41 Melba Street. We've been working with Stephen Harris on the project. The house is a single-family home. Well, presently there is 2 houses on the property at the moment. We will be knocking down both structures that are on the property and making it a single-family home. The plan has us building a new home that is not only designed to deal with the zoning issues, but also to deal with the flood issues. Some highlighted features you could see on your plan would be the home is located in the combination AE-VE 13 zone. We are actually building it obviously to the VE standards. In order to get the blessed flood rate, we need to be 4 feet above that 13, so the lowest membrane on the structure starting out will be at elevation 17. We have also designed stormwater management to deal with the runoff created by the house. The foundation conforms to the VE standards to allow tidal waters, if needed, to pass underneath the proposed dwelling without any damages to the foundation. All walls that are being constructed in the flood area are designed to be breakaway walls, and you could see by your plan that there are not many walls at this time proposed, basically just walls proposed around the stair area. There will be no point of discharges of stormwater directly into Long Island Sound. You can see that our soil and erosion control deals with any stockpiling of material, since it will not be able to be done on site because it's such a tight area. And we will be having silt fence or hay barrels around the structure to make sure that we don't have any runoff during construction period. The house is designed outside of the 25-foot high tide mark. We submitted the plan to Stephen Harris, the fire marshal, Chris, the public works director, and the town engineer. Presently, as you know, there's no town engineer, so after much discussion, we worked with an independent PE engineer to review the plan and make sure the plan adhered to all the regulations that go along with building a house this close to the water. As a result of the review, we made some changes to the plan that were recommended to us, and those changes dealt with soil erosion, water runoff, and infiltrators, and a tracking pad to make sure, again, nothing was carried onto the street during construction. That is all.
Thank you. Any comments from staff?
Mr. Harris's report, he said that the project is compliant with the coastal management regulations of section 5.12.
Excellent. Any questions from the board? Mr. Nickel.
If in fact this percolation test of the soil on site prior to the installation fails, what's your plan?
Basically, if the water runoff, the only way it would fail would be if we dug down and we saw the water table was at a too high of a point. So at that time, the engineer would have to adjust the infiltrators to address the increased water pressure. So if we can't go as what we plan as far as depth, we're probably going to have to go as far as width, or possibly adding a second infiltrator system. Right now, presently, all gutters run directly to the system that are in the front of the house. So that might be something we have to consider. However, I have done 2 homes presently on that street, 79 and 91, and neither had any issues with any type of water level or soil controls.
Any further questions from the board? Seeing none, would anyone like to make a motion? Mr. Mead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to approve 41 Melba Street, Zone R5, for construction of a new single-family home where 2 homes are being removed to make 1.
I'll second.
Having a motion and a second, any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Anyone against? The motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you guys for your time.
The next item on the agenda is liaison report. It's my understanding there are no reports today. So the next item on the agenda is Regulation Subcommittee. Mr. Grant.
We're still working on the list that we proposed. We've got to get it to the city attorney in a different format that they requested, and we will have a meeting next month, 6th of next month.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. Any discussion, or would anyone like to make a motion? Mr.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Having a motion and a second, any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Anyone against? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is Chair's report. I do not have a report this month. The next item on the agenda is staff report.
Not this month.
Any new business? Seeing none, the meeting is adjourned.